Welcome back to week 9 of the WCBL. This game is the last in the regular season, and I am currently 4-4, and I believe it's either +2 or +3, one of the two. And this game is kind of a must-win, since I want to say third through fifth all have 4-4 records. So if you don't win, and the other ones do win, you're basically out. So it's kind of a must-win game. And this week I am going to go up against Slimy, coach of the Brooklyn Bayonets. And let us get right into it. His team is on the right. Once again, ordered in threat-wise, and what I think is most likely to bring. Those top six, top three are more sort of like offensive threats, and the 4-6 is kind of more defensive for him. So Mega Glade outspeeds my entire team except for Scarfers and Crobat. Fighting does a number on my team, especially since it also gets knockoff, and Poison Jab can wreck my Finny. So basically what I'm expecting is like maybe Drain Punch, Poison Jab, and knockoff, and then like Sword Stance would punch a big hole in almost every single mount I have. Quite an offensive threat. And yeah, kind of a problem since it does get a lot of coverage, and I just can't have one thing to wall it really. And yeah, next up, Volcarona. Volcarona outspeeds a lot on my team. It is one of his Zemon users. And that's kind of a problem because after Quiver Dance, it outspeeds my entire team, and it can basically blow anything back with a Z move. Most likely coverage, Giga Drain and Fire Blast, Quiver Dance, and then fourth move, probably maybe Bug Buzz. That's kind of what I'm expecting from it. Definitely expecting possibly, most likely, Grass Z or Fire Z. Grass would be useful for or Tapu Fini. Fire would basically help with a whole lot of other things. And yeah. Then Zorora outspeeds my entire team. Fast momentum with Volt Switch. Doesn't even have to be special with Volt Switch. Could be physical. That's kind of the problem. It's fast. It's great physically and specially. So we'll have to try and pick out which kind of set is that. And it gets great coverage all around. Probably, though, going to expect physical with close combat, Throat Chop, Plasma's Fist, and then most likely U-Turn. So it won't be stopped momentum-wise by Crocodile. And can really expect maybe a Choice Band out from that. Next up, Goodra. Goodra is his best special wall for this match. Slap on an AV, and it can take basically anything Chiron Black wants to throw out pretty decently well, and revenge it with like Draco Meteor itself. It helps wall Cresselia, helps wall Tapu Fini, even though Fairy would be useful with that Assault Vest, it is a very bulky boy. And then he could also run max defense with max HP Assault Vest. Would actually do decently well to wall Stack Attack, Crocodile, Gorgeist, Genghis Khan, and Crobat and Electros. AV also helps with Delphox, forgot to mention that, with the Assault Vest, and it is a bulky boy. Probably going to be running something like EQ, Sludge Wave, and Draco Meteor, and some fourth move. Instead of Earthquake, could easily run Focus Blast. Both would be useful for Stack Attacka. Probably actually going to run Focus Blast over Earthquake because that also hits Crocodile. And then fourth move probably going to be Fire Blast for Gorgeist and whatnot. And the Mega Heracross. Next up, Ferrothorn, Hazard Setter. My only form of hazard removal is Defog on my team, so probably going to try and hazard stack with that. Rocks do a number on my team, and setting up those rocks would mean I'd need to defog. Then he could probably get into something on that defog and do a lot of damage, so I'll have to watch out for that. Also helps wall Stack Attack out pretty well as the Crocodile. Helps wall Gorgeist. Helps wall Crobat decently well. Helps wall Tapu Fini, and helps wall Electros. Then we have Cofagorus. Cofagorus is basically his best wall to Mega Heracross, because after again like a +1 with bulk up, basically can one-shot anything on his team, except maybe Nidoking depending on the spread. But if he brings Nidoking, it would probably be more offensive and won't live +1 Rock Blast, I believe, from it. And yeah. Moving on. The next row, Greninja, Nidoking, and Togekiss. I can see roles that they could possibly perform for his team if he does decide to bring them. If he is not trying to bring a bulkier team and trying to go more offensive to just blow holes in my team quickly, Greninja is probably the best one of these three. Outspeeds my entire team except for Crobat. And water coverage is nice, ice coverage is nice. Quick momentum with U-turn. Could flinch stuff with Dark Pulse. Useful for dealing with Cresselia then with Dark Pulse. And yeah. Fast Boy, quite offensive. And then Nidoking, kind of like Greninja. It is quite offensive, but even with like max attack, life orb, if it's not hitting something for super effective, it's not doing all that much damage to my team. Has trouble breaking things such as the Cresselia and the Crocodile if it's not running something like Superpower. Heck, even struggles to deal with Mega Heracross and Genghis Khan. And yeah, why he would bring it would probably just to deal with Tapu Fini, realistically. And yeah, probably not likely going to see it, but still could be brought. Next up, Togekiss. Togekiss could be brought for Wish support, Cleric, Heal Bell, if he's worried about statuses, which is probably not likely, since I have Tapu Fini, which most of his team is grounded except for that Togekiss, which means if I do bring Misty Terrain, stasis, will not affect his team, so probably not going to bring it as a cleric. Unless he is bringing a really bulky team and trying to wish pass into things. Either that or try and go for kind of a scummy kind of way of winning, and that is with air slash flinches with Serene Grace, which is kind of not the best way to win, but he still could possibly do it. Why he would not bring the Togekiss is Chiron Black outspeeds it. Doesn't really do much damage to Cresselia. Stack Attack blows it back. Crocodile outspeeds and blows it back with Stone Edge. Doesn't really do much to Kangaskhan. Can't really wall Mega Heracross. Can Revenge Kill it though if it's faster. And hits it with an Air Slash. Another reason he might bring that. Crobat demolishes it. Doesn't really do much to Tapu Fini. Doesn't really do much to Delphox, and does really nothing to Electros. Moving on. The bottom two, I would be really surprised if he brought them because they don't really add anything that's the mounts above it add to his team. Hitmontop, only reason to bring it would be for hazard removal with Rapid Spin if he wants to keep those rocks off, so he can sweep with Volcarona. However, defensively, even with the Intimidate, does not really help wall things on my team. Mega Heracross still blows back. Crocodile can reverse Intimidate, and it's an easy switch out of Hitmontop into something such as Delphox or Tapu Fini or Crobat or Cresselia or Gourgeist to wall it. And yeah, probably have to be Assault Vest, which means it can't Toxic things. Which is usually what Hitmontops do to wall teams, is with Toxic. And yeah, and then Rampardos, slower than basically all my team except for the Stack Attack bulky super variant of Gourgeist and Electros, depending on the spread. Only reason he would bring it is to reverse Trick Room me, but Stack Attack is still slower than it and will blow it back. So not really a good answer to my Trick Room form of my team. And can't really get that much damage off unless it's Scarfed. And even then, switching to something like Gourgeist or Mega Heracross can easily take the, or even Stack Attack can take the Head Smash. If he locks himself into Earthquake, Electros, Cresselia, Crobat come in for free. And yeah, so let us get into my team. First off, Spectra, the Crocodile, Focus Sash, Intimidate, Superpower, Earthquake, Knockoff, Stealth Rock. This is going to be a Sash lead. Helps deal with Ferrothorn, unless it has Chople Berry, but even then gets rid of the Chople Berry. Helps blow back Greninja if it's not you turning off on me, if he decides to lead with that. Earthquake is there for hardest hit and stab. Knockoff is to get rid of items and help deal with Cofagorus, since it is one of the walls I need to take down for a later mon, as well as that Ferrothorn. The two walls that I need to get rid of for a later mon. Enough speed to outspeed Timid, Nidoking, max attack, and then rest in HP. If he does lead with Gallade, can't just go for close combat because I will live, and then he'll be at -1 defense and blow it back with an earthquake. And yeah, so Sash lead. Moving on, I am bringing Plasmius, Brayford, U-Turn, Heatwave, Roost, Choice Scarf, Infiltrator. Enough speed to outspeed Volcarona. That is in case it decides to go for a Quiver Dance. I switch this in if I see that coming. Will outspeed it still and be able to revenge it with Bravebird. Helps outspeed his entire team except for maybe Scarfed Greninja or Scarfed Zora. Don't really see those being brought, mainly because they already outspeed my entire team, and the only reason is if he's afraid of Scarf Kyurem. But like I said, Goodra can wall that pretty well. And yeah, Brave helps revenge kill Mega Glade. Heatwave is there for Ferrothorn if he thinks he can switch that in. And Roost is there for recovery as I chip myself down with Bravebird if I expect him to switch out into something that can take the hit, like maybe the Kofag or the Goodra or the Zora or the Ferrothorn. Roost up, and then I can just switch out into something that can deal with them and get my Crobat healthy so that I can still check the Volcarona and the Mega Glade. I am also bringing Princess Dorothy, the Tapu Fini, Rindo Berry, Misty Surge, Defog Hydro Pump, Moonblast, and Hidden Power Fire. This is another way of checking Volcarona. If it sets up one Quiver Dance as I switch in, and then proceeds to Bloom Doomy, after rocks, Hydro Pump will be able to kill it. If he just gets up Quiver Dance to go for Giga Drain with that Rindo Berry, he won't be recovering enough, and after rocks, Hydro Pump will kill it. And yeah, Defog is to get rid of the hazard set up by Ferrothorn. Hidden Power Fire is there for that Ferrothorn if he thinks it can come in and wall it. Moonblast is useful for the Mega Glade, Goodra, Greninja, also helpful for Zora, harnessing the damage for that. And yeah, this is going to be my special wall for that Goodra, for that Greninja, for that Volcarona. Can help wall Mega Glade if it does not have Poison Jab. Speaking of walling Mega Glade, I am bringing Desiree, the Cresselia, Colba Berry, Levitate, Psyshock, Moonlight, Calm Mind, and Power Rock. Max HP, max defense. Colba Berry, so it can take knockoff from a +2 Mega Glade. Helps take Dark Pulses from Greninja. With Calm Minds, I can 1v1 the Volcarona, as well as Hidden Power Rock absolutely demolishes that. Psyshock is useful for Mega Glade, whose defense is lower than its def, as well as AV Goodra, which is kind of a problem for my team. Also with Calm Minds helps wall the Kofag and the Nidoking and the Zora if it is special. And Togekiss, which is nice for late game / Dalmatian. My possible win cons this game: first off, Prince Aragon, the Kyurem Black, Choice Scarf, Draco Meteor, Focus Splash, Ice Beam, and Outrage. Outspeeds the Nidoking, like the Crocodile does, and outspeeds Zorora. With this set, Draco Meteor demolishes Mega Glade, demolishes Zorora, depending on the Kofax set, does a lot to that, does a lot to anything that's not specially invested. Why I'm also running Outrage with this is so Gudra can't just wall me with an AV set, as well as if he does not bring Togekiss, that is probably my best move to lock myself in once Ferrothorn is gone. Ice Beam is there for that Togekiss and that Nidoking if he does decides to bring it. Focus Blast is mainly there for Ferrothorn since it can eat my other attacks, as well as it's useful for the Greninja. Last but not least, it's the return of Box Ghost. I changed my Z Crystal from Crocodile to Box Ghost. Felt like Stakataka could be more of an offensive threat if it had that Z move than Crocodile. And I personally like to run other things on Crocodile. And then Z Crystals. Fighting Zed is there so that I can deal with the Ferrothorn, since that is probably most likely going to be his wall to this. Stone Edge decimates Gudra, Volcarona, Zorora. Gyro Ball does a lot to Link, and Stone Edge is useful for Kofak. Gyro Ball does a lot to Greninja, Togekiss, Rampardos, and yeah, nothing really wants to switch into this under Trick Room, especially after I get an attack boost. Nothing is taking a hit from this Stakataka except for maybe Hitmontop, but like I said, Hitmontop not likely going to be brought, and if it is easily dealt with my Crobat, my Cresselia, and my Tapu Fini. So that is my team. Hopefully I can start getting more kills with Box Ghost since he hasn't been in a game for very long, and hopefully he does well. And hopefully we can make playoffs. So catch you for the battle, which is probably going to be up right after this. Catch you next time. Peace. I'm out.